Hi, I'm Tom Zelenka, host of Carolina Cooking, average Joe, regular guy, learning to cook from the best chefs we have here in the Carolinas. And today, we are taking a very tough cut of meat and making it mouth-watering tender, and we're gonna try to do it in 30 minutes or less. Keep watching. If I can do it, you can too.
The worst cook on TV. And the best chefs in the Carolinas.
Not to worry, we're trained professionals.
If you can learn a lot from your mistakes, you'll learn the most from Carolina Cooking.
And a shrimp.
If Tom can do it,
Looks delicious.
so can you.
Now that's Carolina Cooking. Wow, this is incredible. Joining us today in the Had Cove Viking Showroom to teach us how to make ribs that you could just peel off the bone. They're going to be so tender. Is the chef from Solstice in Columbia, South Carolina, Chef Christian Nemi. Christian,
how you doing?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And we're making spare ribs, right?
No, actually, we're going to be making short ribs.
Oh,
now the only difference is, okay, spare ribs. Short ribs basically are a cut from the ribs. If they made them longer, they'd be spare ribs. But what they're doing is they're just cutting from somewhere on the rib, and so you see the ribs across and the meat on both sides.
So you have the bone.
So they're cutting them across instead of in bigger pieces for the
to
do spare ribs.
Okay, and so this is something you can find at a store. You need to ask your butcher to do.
Both. Sometimes you'll find them in the store, but you can ask your butcher for these, and you can have them cut to any thickness that you want. You could have them cut like pork spare ribs. You see those in the store all the time. Beef spare ribs, for short ribs, they'll cut them across, usually about 1 inch to 2 inches thick.
Okay.
We're going to go with a little bit thicker here. We've got about 3 inches because we're going to braise them, remove all of the meat from on top of the ribs, and then portion.
That sounds good. And also, I guess we're making, you can see, mashed potatoes.
We're going to make some garlic mashed potatoes.
Vegetable medley?
We're going to do some green beans with a little bit of red pepper.
Okay, so garlic mashed potatoes, green beans. Okay, sounds good. So what do I need to do to start?
Well, why don't we get the potatoes on right away?
Okay.
Because they're going to take a little while to cook.
Sure.
So we've magically diced up some of them, but I wanted to leave something for you to do. So
okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I trust you with a knife.
Yeah, I know. I know, and that's where you go wrong.
Okay.
That's the first mistake
All
you
right.
made.
Well, we're just going to cut it up. You want to make sure that you cut your potatoes into uniform pieces so everything cooks at the same time, the same rate.
Now, what kind are these? Are these like...
These are just regular russets.
Okay.
They make great mashed potatoes.
And then you went down the middle here.
Yep. So we're going to do about...
in uniform pieces?
Yeah, approximately 1-inch cubes. How you doing there?
I think I'm doing good.
Don't go too fast. I don't want you to slice a digit.
No, and I'm with you on that one. Yeah. That's where we agree.
It'd be a short show.
Yeah, it would. It would. Then the medics come, and then it's a whole different show.
Yes.
It suddenly becomes something you see on Discovery Health Channel.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, with our water, beautiful. Good job. All right. Let's move over to our water.
Okay. I don't think we can get them all on there.
The key to making good mashed potatoes is to season your water.
Okay.
You're going to want to salt the water first ahead of time. And you're going to want to put at least a tablespoon and a half of salt in there. You want the water to taste salty.
Okay.
And what that's going to do is it is going to infuse the potatoes with salt. So later on when we get to the end and we're mashing the potatoes, we're not going to have to add as much salt.
Do we want to add pepper too at this stage?
No,
okay.
but what we
Just
do
salt.
want to do is we're going to add some garlic. We're going to infuse it with some garlic flavors too. So go ahead and just smash those up.
Oh, I can do that.
You're good at that. I remember that from last season. You're excellent. Beautiful.
Now, I was told somewhere, I don't know if it was by a mother or grandmother, or I don't know where I got it, but that I wanted to start with cold water on potatoes and then slowly let it boil up. Is that not true?
You can.
Was Grandma lying to me? Go ahead, look in the camera. Tell Grandma she was lying.
I'm not going to say that.
Christian has something to tell you.
She had a different opinion. That's all, and it was a maternal and wonderful opinion at that. So we'll just leave it at that, Grandma.
Okay.
So
this needs to boil?
Yeah, we'll bring it up to a boil, and we'll go ahead and we'll add our potatoes to it carefully. I mean, really, why you want to do cold water to start?
So you don't burn yourself?
So you don't burn yourself, because we're going to be splashing.
That's probably what Granny was thinking when she looked at me.
So don't burn yourself either. See?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
There we go.
Can we get somebody from the crew to do this? Anybody? Any volunteers?
It's just hot water.
Okay.
Come on.
All right.
All right.
And is that a little too much water there? Or are we just going to...
We don't have to put the top on.
Okay.
We're just going to let them come up to a boil, let them simmer.
What can we do now?
All right. Next, we are going to brown the short ribs, because before they go in the oven, we're going to do a technique today called braising.
Okay.
And braising is browning your meat first, and then putting it into a roasting pan with some liquid,
Okay.
covering it up tight, putting it in the oven, and letting the juices and the steam cook and melt down all of that connective tissue and things that make this a tough piece of meat.
So we need to season this first?
Yep.
Little
Salt.
salt. A lot of salt or a little salt?
That's good.
Okay. And pepper?
I'll put pepper on while you
All right.
salt.
And do we have to do the other side too?
We can do the other side while they're in the pan if you want, or you
gotcha.
can do it now.
All right.
Go ahead and add a couple tablespoons of oil.
1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons.
Perfect.
Good.
Carefully set those in.
All right. Carefully being the operative word.
Right, you don't want to...
One of the things that I did learn from having done this for a season before is to put meat away from you. So if you do splash oil, it
doesn't
splashes away.
That's good. I'm glad you are learning things. That's
See, well, it's more from the burns that I've suffered. I learned a lot from my
that's
scars.
good. All right,
Okay.
so now that they're in, we'll go ahead and we'll season
Okay.
the other side
All right. Oh, and the pepper mill.
with a little pepper.
Thank you. And how long are these going to take to brown up?
These will probably take a couple minutes on each side to brown.
Okay. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is then let these keep sizzling here in the skillet. We'll keep our eye on them. And we come back, we're going to be mashing up our mashed potatoes when Carolina Cooking continues. Is that...
That's excellent.
We'll do the mash.
Perfect.
We'll do the monster mash. We'll do the
Potato
mash.
mash.
Your potatoes will smash. They do the mash.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Chef Christian Nemi from Solstice in Columbia, South Carolina. And look at my meat here. Look how brown that is. That looks nice,
It's beautiful.
right?
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
So
You
that's
want it
what
nice
we're
and brown. Yep.
Okay.
We're going to transfer it over into the roasting pans now.
Alrighty. So
Both of them
one.
in there. You got it?
Yeah,
Can you-
this one is a heavy one.
That's-
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty.
Okay, now we're going to work on our braising liquid. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to add in a mirepoix of garlic.
I'm sorry, what?
Mirepoix, that's the traditional French name for the combination of onions, carrots, and celery.
Mirepoix.
Mirepoix.
Okay.
There we
All
go.
right.
So we're going to add that to the pan and start sauteing that.
Celery first.
Celery. Doesn't matter. We've got some garlic mixed in. We've got a couple cloves of garlic already
there.
minced.
Onions. Could I use white onions or do I
Yep,
need to use
you can
red?
use any type of onion you want.
Sweet onion?
This is all for flavoring the braising liquid that the ribs will be cooking in.
Carol. And did I need a pinch of this or is that later?
Pinch of some Italian herb.
Alrighty.
Actually,
Ah, yeah. Just
we'll
throw
go
it
ahead
all
and
in.
put
What
it
the
all
heck?
in. Stir it around.
Wow.
Does that smell good?
That does smell good.
See, that's going to infuse the meat with all those flavors while it braises. Great. So we'll turn this down to medium and let those cook because we want the flavors to develop. We want to caramelize them a bit and add more depth to flavor. We'll be adding more depth of flavor to the ribs.
We can finish up our mashed potatoes now,
Yeah, let's
right?
go ahead and do that.
These are these cooked on the stove there.
These are perfect.
Now this is how my granny said to check them when she was done. And again,
Yes.
maybe Granny was a liar. Christian Granny
She
will
was-
tell you
she was the
if
potato
you've been
queen.
lying. And so she said just stab them with like
Stab
a
'em.
knife, and if you can get it all the way in, then they're pretty much done. And you said something about tongs. Let me lean
Yep.
in.
Tongs.
You got your tongs. What?
Grab
you just
them.
squish them,
And squish them.
and if they break,
And if they break,
they're done.
they're done.
Okay. All right. So that's good to know.
So now we're going to add our other ingredients. Now, what a lot of people don't know is you need to add hot milk to your mashed potatoes. And the reason is if you add cold milk to hot potatoes, the starch tightens up.
Oh.
And your potatoes don't get as light and fluffy as they would be. See? Little.
There
you go.
Now, at this moment, I've realized I've been messing up mashed potatoes.
They're still edible, but
For a
just,
long time.
you can make them a little bit lighter and fluffier if you use hot milk.
Okay.
So we're going to add, we don't have to add all of it now because we're going to be adding some butter too. So go ahead and add about half of that.
All right.
A little bit more. There you go.
Okay.
And you can add as much butter as you like. Good. You've learned a lot on this
Oh
show.
yeah.
And go ahead and start. We're going to add some minced garlic
Okay.
to add some more flavor. Even though we already have some garlic in there that has infused the
From the
potatoes.
water.
Right.
Is that enough?
Sure.
Okay. I'll get a little more of the juice in there.
Juice in there. There you go.
And then just mash.
And mash. Yeah.
We'll
So
bring
we have
it on
a
back.
runaway there.
We got a soldier deserter. Now it's back. All right.
And seems a little, you know, soft now, but as
Yeah.
they break apart, they're going to absorb the liquid.
All right.
See how creamy?
Well, they're very creamy. I'm a little concerned because I would think that maybe they're too creamy. But you say they're gonna.
No, you just keep
absorb.
mashing. You still
All
got
right.
a lot of mashing to do.
Making some pretty nice noises here.
Yes, you are. That's you, or is
Yeah.
that the potatoes?
That's the potatoes.
Now, at any point here, go ahead and test them for how much seasoning. Is that you getting that? That's not Tom making that sound. No, they are the potatoes. I'll
That'll
vouch.
make the kids laugh.
I'll
in the kitchen.
vouch.
The more you can make those noises, the more the little kids in the kitchen will be going.
Okay, at any point, go ahead and taste them. See if they have enough salt in them
All
yet.
right, I'm using my own finger here.
It's your own finger.
We're cooking for ourselves.
They're
though.
your potatoes. Need salt?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Where we got it. And we've got
right.
some pepper if you want to go ahead and put that in now.
Okay. Oh yeah, pepper would be good too. I like a lot of pepper, but some people are a little averse to pepper. I've noticed. How do you stand on the whole pepper issue?
I don't do a whole lot of pepper ahead of time, just because it could, if you over pepper them now and the pepper develops its flavor in the wet potatoes, it could overpower them. It's better to add more later. Very good. Those are nice.
And fluffy. Oh, there's some on the
fluffy.
side of the bowl. Oh, no, that I can taste here. Not should we be concerned about that over
Well,
there?
we'll go back over to there now. These are
That's
great.
perfect.
Let's go ahead and cover these up. Keep them warm. Okay. Let's go
Okay.
back over to the vegetables. These are browning nicely.
Ooh,
See,
caramelized.
caramelized. You're getting the brown.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to turn the heat up a little bit here.
Okay.
And we are going to add our braising liquids.
What are our braising liquids? They're,
Well, because these are balsamic braised, we're going
Yep.
to add balsamic vinegar.
this is balsamic vinegar.
right.
All of this.
Yeah, go ahead, start pouring it in. Let me tell. Perfect. Yep.
Good. Okay. And then
Half of the wine there.
this is red wine.
Red wine.
What kind of red wine?
That's actually a Pinot Noir.
Okay. Does it matter what kind of red wine we use?
Just make sure that you use something that you drink.
Okay. All right.
That's a good rule of thumb. Just because, I mean, lousy wine, you don't want to use lousy wine.
No.
If you don't want to drink it, then you don't want to cook with it.
But
And
then-
about half of
Then what do you do
some
with it
beef
if you're
broth.
not going to cook with it?
Clean paintbrushes.
Oh, good to know. Okay. All right.
That's
Well, you know, sometimes somebody brings you over a bottle and you're like, oh, thanks.
Great.
Wow.
well, I mean, if it's drinkable, yes, you can cook
Okay.
with it, and you don't want.
If
And we've got a little
somebody
bit
could
of
drink it?
tomato. We're gonna go ahead and put that in there.
Because if it were me, then all I'd be using to cook with is Boone's Farm.
Wow.
That's all I'd. Nice some raspberry in there.
Tickle pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man who
I don't
knows.
know. I don't know if I'd want to braise ribs and tickle pink.
Okay. All right. And what about the trees? Do we need any of these things?
We've got some rosemary and fresh thyme. Just throw those into the roasting pan.
This would be which one?
That's the rosemary.
Okay. Oh, I love when you put this in bread. Can you? And so rosemary's good with beef? Is that?
Oh, rosemary's great with, definitely with
And
beef,
how about
especially a
poultry?
braised dish like this. Poultry, definitely.
Okay. What wouldn't you use rosemary for? Do you know? Pretty much it goes with everything.
Pretty much everything,
good.
yeah.
Oh.
We've actually made ice cream with rosemary.
I think that sounds interesting.
Goat cheese rosemary ice cream. Yeah, it's really good.
And that would be the
This is thyme.
thyme. Okay. And you're just straight. You don't want the stems.
You know what? It really doesn't matter because at the end we're going to be straining this liquid to make our sauce. You
Yeah,
could,
not tasty.
no. Do you want
No.
to make toothpicks
Okay.
out of that?
So this needs to bubble down a little bit more, or is
No.
it ready to go on?
It's ready to go on.
Ooh, wow.
So we can go ahead and pour it over the top of your
All
short
of it?
ribs.
Okay.
Yep.
Ooh, doggies, trying to get some stuff. Oh, everybody out.
Perfect.
Into the line. And
Put the vegetables into the liquid.
okay,
There we go.
cover.
Cover tightly
And we're gonna throw it in the oven.
at
and
about
how-
325. And we're going to cook these.
If you want to get the door for me, I
Of
will.
course.
Thank you. And these go in for at what temperature?
About 325.
And how long?
About 3 hours.
Oh, well, when we come back, I'll be talking with Eris Ragazeas a lot when Carolina Cooking continues.
It's just 3.
Yeah, no, 3
You're
is...
going to be tasting wine.
Oh, I don't.
The Carolina Cooking Cookbook is in stores now. You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Barnes & Noble, Target, Borders Books, Amazon.com, and our website, carolinacooking.tv. That's right, carolinacooking.tv. All the recipes you've seen on the show, wine pairings, advice from the chefs, and Tom. Get the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas in the Carolina Cooking Cookbook.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with my wine expert, Aris Ragazeas. And Aris, we put the short ribs in the oven, and now we got 3 hours just to hang out and wait. So I'd love to spend time here and talk to you about wines. What did you pick to go with our short ribs?
I got for you a treat.
Oh, yeah?
You know, over in France, in some regions, they classify wineries first growth, second growth. In other regions, they classify vineyards, Grand Cru, Premier Cru.
Okay.
If we had that system here, Domaine Serene would be a first growth, and the Evanstead Vineyard would be a Grand Cru.
Well,
this is some of the best juice in California.
What's the difference between first growth and second growth?
First growth is better than second growth.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay, it's just a classification system,
Okay.
which we don't have here, and it's unfortunate because a wine like this has to be, somewhere's on the label, you've got to know how really good this wine is.
Okay.
You may, just because the price is high, that's not always a reasonable determination of quality.
Yeah.
In this case, it actually is. This is not a cheap wine, but it's one of the best wines you're going to ever find, made from the Pinot Noir grape.
I'm all
Yeah, I got
here.
you really, really juiced up about this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, not only is this going to be classic Pinot Noir, I've had this wine before.
Okay.
It is going to be one of the richest Pinot Noirs. Look at the dark color on that. Pinot Noir very rarely gets that dark.
Yep. Is it going to be then a little more tannic, or is it still going to be that just nice mix between where white wine is and where
Luscious.
red wine begins? Luscious?
Lush.
All right. You seem very,
I
very
love this wine.
excited about this. Maybe we should
Smell
hold
it.
off taking a drink there.
No, smell it now. No. Smells super ripe, very, very complex, interesting aromas.
Very full,
That's
Fruity?
richness.
rich. Tannins start to kick in, but they're not
Later.
slamming
They kick in later,
Yeah.
after the fruit's gone, which actually takes a long time.
This is a fantastic choice, Aris. I think it's going to go great with our short ribs, or
This goes
it'll be
great with
going great
anything.
in the 3 hours that we have just to
Just by itself,
stand
it's going
around.
to go good.
I'm going to head back to the kitchen now and look in the oven and kind of wipe down the stove and
Well, I'm gonna
do what
take
I
the
have to
bottle
do. And I'll be doing that when Carolina Cooking continues. Maybe I'll polish something.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wines, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking.
Zupa Ingles. Tom. Yeah. I think they're done.
Looks good.
Ready to pull them out?
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Hot.
And heavy. Alrighty, and just set them over here.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so
Okay. All right.
let's see
so
what damage we've done here.
Tongs.
Ha, ha.
Hot.
Okay.
All right, beautiful. Okay.
And
Set this one.
over
In a
here
pan, yeah.
for the crew.
Yeah. A big one
right.
for the crew.
Big one for the crew. One for us.
Set that over here on
I
the
think it's
cutting
about
board.
to actually fall off the bone, so I better go quick.
Yes.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, and what are we doing with the juice?
We're gonna drain. We're gonna strain the sauce into a saucepan.
Okay.
All that good braising liquid. Yeah, very nice.
All that stuff and a bone.
And a bone.
All right, and we don't want that, and we want the heat on here so that
Yep.
it'll.
We'll go ahead and simmer that for a little while.
Alrighty, and what are we doing up front?
And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and do some green beans to go with this. So we've got
Okay.
pan is preheated. Go ahead and we'll add some oil.
Oil? Is that regular olive oil?
Yes, regular olive oil. Never use extra virgin olive oil when you're sauteing.
Okay.
It'll burn up.
Green beans?
Go ahead, add your green beans,
Red peppers?
some red peppers.
All right.
We're not going to add the garlic in yet because
yet.
it'll burn.
Okay. So what can
Go
we
ahead,
do
give that
while
a
these are
toss.
sauteing?
Okay, while those are sauteing, we're going to go ahead and we're going to remove the meat from the top of the bones.
Okay.
And it pretty much will just separate
Oh, I
away.
see.
See how soft it is?
Yeah. That is, you have made it nice and soft and tender. So that was a pretty tough cut of meat.
Stuffed cut of meat.
Stuffed cut of meat. All right.
Check those.
Yeah. Throw garlic in now.
Yeah, go ahead and throw the garlic in and a little pinch of salt. I'll go ahead and put the potatoes on the plate.
Okay. A little pinch of salt. All right, so potatoes are going down, and then our vegetables go on top of that, which we have here.
Go ahead and put those on though.
I have lost my, oh, there they go. Ha! Skillet's a little hot. All right, so just right on top? Like
On the,
that?
on the back.
On the
side.
back? Okay.
Sides, wherever you like. Whatever
All right.
looks artistic.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Meat on top.
We'll take the meat on top. You got
All
a
right,
ladle.
go for it. Ladle. Right there. If you want to find out more about our recipe or our wine or a chef or Solstice, the restaurant, visit our website at carolinacooking.tv. I'm Tom Zelinka here with Chef Christian, and that's Carolina Cooking.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Good job. Are we going to need these?
We are not going to need
No.
those.
All righty.
Tear off the bone.
That looks good.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wine, chefs, and foods of Carolina cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location at the Hadco Viking Showroom at 101 West Worthington Avenue in Charlotte, North Carolina. To find more information or a Viking showroom near you, call 1-800-241-9152 or visit hadco.net.